Browns would probably prefer Odell attend their offseason program, but it is voluntary.
Yes.
So new coach Freddie Kitchens isn't sweating Odell's absence, but that doesn't explain his testy response when he was asked about it.
You guys are always trying to define and draw lines in the sand and between coaches and players and players and players, and that ain't gonna happen anymore. That's not happening here. And there's no problem with Odell not being here. I'd rather him be here. He's not here. It's voluntary. That's what the word voluntary means. He can decide to come or he can't. But under no circumstance am I going to say that I'm pissed off at Odell for not being here.
By the way, I don't like Odell missing it, and I don't like Le'Veon Bell missing the Jets. Come on. You're the big star on the football team.
It's voluntary workouts.
I know.
These guys, this is what they do every single year.
By the way,
it's probably what they did last year with the teams they were with when they weren't new there. It's their training process.
By the way, it's voluntary to get my wife an anniversary present every year. What is really mandatory? There's nothing in my marriage decree that says I have to get my wife a 19th wedding anniversary but I do.
No, but it's understood. It is not understood that you need to be at voluntary workouts. There are a lot of guys that do training and don't go to voluntary workouts. Most of them would say, and I think some coaches would prefer that they not actually, that they continue to go and stay in their routine and get in shape. It's voluntary workouts. It's not a big deal. The bigger thing that stood out to me is the you guys. We're already on the you guys with the media thing in Cleveland.
It's on the job
not
an
even
hour.
Training camp yet. These you guys. We get used to that. You got Odell, Baker, Jarvis. There's gonna be a lot of you guys this year. All right, so a lot's been said about Josh Rosen's attitude. He seemed to be trying to set the record straight. He gave Monday Morning Quarterback some insight. So when his agent Ryan Williams called him to say the Cardinals might actually keep both quarterbacks, Rosen replied, "Then I'll just beat him out and Kyler can be the backup." He then added, "I absolutely would have competed if they kept me, but I would have been kind of bummed out about it because I knew I wouldn't get a fair shake. A GM's not going to draft a quarterback and draft another one the next year higher than play the first one. It's admitting you made two mistakes. I wouldn't hesitate to compete, but I would know preemptively I wouldn't get a shot even if I won the competition."
By the way, that happens in baseball a lot, where a baseball guy will have a great spring and they bring up the higher drafted player. When I used to work in minor league baseball, that was a real thing, where a guy hits 380 in spring training and the major league team doesn't bring him up because he was a 12th rounder, and they bring up the second rounder who hit 280 because they think, quote, he's our guy and he's got more talent. Josh Rosen's right about that. You're not drafting Kyler and sitting him.
Of course he's right. That's what I've been saying this entire time.
Yeah.
There was no point in keeping Josh Rosen.
Right.
Whether you thought he had some potential or not, you just drafted him last year. So if you draft another quarterback, you are, by drafting another quarterback, admitting that you made a mistake last year.
Yeah.
And then if Kyler doesn't look good and you go back to Josh, you admit you made a mistake this year.
Yeah.
On top of all the other mistakes that you've made, because your team has a #1 overall draft pick. So it can't just all be on the coaches and the players. Somebody else made some mistakes too, because you put the team together. He's totally right. I don't also get the whole attitude thing. Like, since when did it become a bad thing to be smart? That's what we're doing now?
I know, it's incredible. Like Rosen
All
gets...
I ever hear about with quarterbacks is, oh, you want someone cerebral. You want someone who can study film and go up to the board. No, but don't be too smart. Don't use those big words. Finally, LeBron has a lot more free time on his hands this summer, so he attended his oldest son, Bronny Jr.'s first Nike EYBL event this weekend in Atlanta, and he wasn't the only one to make the trip. Coach K was also on hand to watch Bronny Jr. play.
How old is he?
Bronny is, I don't know how old Bronny is actually. It's been reported by Dave McMenamin that Bronny has already had offers from Duke and Kentucky, even though he hasn't played a minute of high school ball. So I think he's in 7th or 8th grade right now. But he's 14. He's going to end up going to a Nike school. I mean,
he feels like a Duke kid, right?
Probably, most likely Duke, but it's going to be a Nike school. I can't imagine that LeBron, being the biggest face of Nike, is going to go to anything other than a Nike school.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.